Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is your, weekly episode of Kings Under the Mountain with Steve the Mountain.
How's it going, buddy?
Everyone? Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad. How are you? Tired, I can imagine, right?
Hey, you know what? It's a hard life playing Warhammer for a living.
So, do you want to tell everyone what you've been up to, if they don't know?
Well, honestly, I'll tell you, I stayed up all night playing video games in preparation for a 24-hour live stream. I was going to do the night shift. That got canceled. So that's what I've been up to. you can't force yourself to stay awake and paint. Everybody would have eyes like this, and nothing would work. So just play old video games and hope for the best.
Oh, mate, I'd have died. I'd have absolutely died. We tried to do a 24-hour game-a-thon at my local club, and just everyone was just absolutely dying at the end. I personally didn't make it that far. I think I only played for probably like about 8 hours and was like, I just need to go. I can't do it anymore.
This is my main thing with competitive players is like, how do you guys do it for an entire day and then do it again the next day? The stamina, like, as I remember in my 20s, you could go out all night and be at work at 7 a.m. and have no problem. Now, not zero chance. I don't think I can go to day 2 of an event if I went out to dinner after the first day.
Yeah, so I'm a super tired boy today. So I was at an event this weekend up at Forgotten North, a nice 40-person event, really fun one. I made the fatal mistake of starting to drink at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and then just casually drunk all the way through until I think probably about midnight, and then I was like, I should probably just die right now.
Okay. You have to let me know, how did the games go? Like, did we start up here and like the more you drank, the later it just got terrible? Do you remember?
No, I think Warhammer's a bit like pool, isn't it? I think there's a certain level of drunk that you can get to where you just become amazing. You hit your Super Saiyan mode at probably about 4 beers in, I think.
Okay, I have to tell you, no, I got to stop you. As a guy who used to spend, so the way my job used to work, where I just record all day, we go to dinner at the one hole-in-the-wall bar across the street from the studio, and then come back and record. You think you know what you're doing, you're super confident, but because I'm recording it, then I watch it later and go, oh, no. I don't even know that's Warhammer. At the time, everything felt right. You just don't know because you didn't record it.
Yeah, although I have recorded it, so I'm going to have to go back and be like, oh, God, this So I'll go back through the video and just be like, this is terrible. Hey, everyone in chat, by the way. You're right. So, yeah, I was playing gyrocopters this weekend, so I was probably just, like, throwing them at people and stuff. Like, that's 20 inches. I
think maybe if you're playing, like, a Death Star build Dwarf, you can get away with it. But those gyrocopters, you got to pay attention.
Oh, I know. Like, so last weekend, I woke up with the worst hangover ever. So I've done 2 events on the trot. And I was so hungover last Sunday, and going into that first game, I was just like, I couldn't even see straight. I somehow managed to win both games. I've got no idea how. I just blessed by the dice gods, I think. I had no business winning those games at all.
So are those turns like, everybody's gonna stay where they are this turn? We're good. We don't need to move. This is exactly how I want everybody.
Well, no, it was more like just go hyper aggressive because you want the game to be over so you can go lie down, right? Yes, role playing as a dwarf. I love it.
Oh. How's it going, Simerson? Well, hey, you know what? It's good that we still have fun playing the same game. Are you playing anything else?
Yes. So I'm involved. Yeah, so I'm involved in a Necromunda campaign at the moment. Well, I say involved. Basically, we got to a point where all of the gangs are just like nuclear now, so we're going to restart it because it just got to a point where everyone can just one bang everyone. So going to go back. What else are we playing?
Can I ask you a question? How many games did it take you to get to that level with your Necromunda gangs? Approximately, if you had to guess.
Not as many as you'd think. Actually.
Did you accelerate the bonuses?
No, so we did the bonuses that were straight out of the book, but they're a bit too much. So I was speaking to Max from Barefoot Miniatures, and the way that they do it is they limit the amount of credits and stuff that you get, which I think is probably the way to go. Because everything out of the books, you just get too much straight away. Like, everyone's got plasma, everyone's got melter, and then it just goes crazy.
Fair.
For everyone in the chat, how does the audio sound? Does it sound good today, by the way? I've tried to change up my mic a little bit. So hopefully someone will say something in a second. What else are you playing? Is it just Heresy at the moment? Is it Steve or?
I have been playing some Heresy. I recorded some Zone Mortalis games yesterday. Today's 2 days ago. But this is my first time playing second edition Zone Mortalis proper. So I tried to record some streams with Zone Mortalis when it first came out in the White Dwarf, and it wasn't a rule set. It didn't quite work yet. But so I kind of ignored it. And then my buddy Mitch just really wanted to play it again, so I went back to it, and I actually really enjoyed it now. I think they polished it, they fixed it up really nice. So I had a couple of really great battle reports that Zone Mortalis recorded.
Oh, nice. I like the smaller games. Oh, thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, I like the smaller games. So, did you ever play Centurion? It was the fan-made like smaller version of Heresy where you don't like take tanks and stuff. I think the biggest thing you could take was like a Rhino and a Contemptor and stuff.
So we used to call them on my channel bite-sized battle reports. We kind of made up a rule set, and then somebody in the comments was like, "You guys are playing Centurion." I'm like, "I don't know what that is." Oh, it's exactly what we're doing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like when a game can take that kind of not house rule, but like internal home comp. That's usually a downgrade. I actually really enjoy that. I actually think Heresy plays better if everything was like minimum. Like nothing can go past the minimum size. So tackles are 10 men strong, heavy support are 5 men strong, and that's that.
Yeah, no, I do agree. It's quite nice when you can play at a smaller level as well. I know Rob from Square Based is going to start running some like 500-point events to try and get some newbies into Old World, and I really respect that. Like, it's awesome, right?
What do you think that's going to look like?
I haven't seen the pack, but I can imagine it's just going to be like a little hero and then like a couple of like min units. I can imagine if anyone tries to bring anything too big, they're just going to get like scowled at, I can imagine.
I remember when the edition first dropped, or this version of the game first dropped, we were playing like 1,000-point and 1,200-point battle reports, because like the box set for Tomb Kings of Bretonnia were like 1,200 points, and the game played very, very well. I'm not concerned, but I'm curious as to how well it would play at 500 points. It's something I would get into. It's a great way to start a new army if you didn't already have all of them.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good for like new people to get in so they don't have to buy too much as well, isn't it? But he is also doing some bigger events. So there's some like 2.5 or like 2.65k events as well, but keeping the same limitations as 2,000 points. So you can't get anything too crazy like 6 cannons or like 4 dragons or something.
Fair.
Because I played in a... Oh, sorry, mate. Carry on.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I played in a 3,000-point event a couple of months ago, and that was just nuts. I didn't read the pack properly, so I just assumed that we were going to be playing with the limitations of 2,000 points, so it didn't go absolutely crazy. But yeah, there was people there that had completely like teched into the 3,000-point list. So there was like chaos with like 4 dragons. There was this one chaos guy, like really cool guy, and he had 62 chaos warriors in one massive block. And then like a couple of ogre Shartaks on the side, and then just max hero points all in it. So it was like 4 level 4s, 2 level 3s, Chaos Lord, BSB, all in this one block. And I was just like, I don't know how to deal with that, because all I took for the extra 1,000 points was just like, I never play hammerers, I'm going to bring some hammerers. It wasn't good. It didn't go well.
Fair. I actually play one 3,000-point battle report per week of Old World. I do handheld battle reports for my members, and they're 3,000 points for most of them. And my experiences have been, okay, when I bring all 15 of my Dragon Ogres, it's going to be pretty easy of a game. When I bring all 20 of my Demigryphs, it's going to be pretty easy a game. I remember playing one game because I had just 750 points of Warriors of Chaos in one block. I'm going to try something dumb. 1,500 points of infantry characters in there. I fell back in good order. Threw 3 units off the table. Don't do it. Or don't do it like me.
Yeah, like we've all done that, right? You know, when you're like trying to... It's the one when you're trying to like use line hammer for the first couple of times, and then someone will charge into the far right-hand corner, and you're like, oh I fell back in good order off the board. Shit.
Yeah, interesting. But I like it when you can do a hyper theme. Well, hyper theme. I'm going to say like it's a balance thing. When I can bring 20 Demigryphs in one army list, that's kind of awesome.
My army's thematic. The theme is I like to win.
See, you already got it! Why doesn't my opponent get it?
Oh, amazing. Just a unit of 20 riding through going, parry this, casual.
Yeah. I put all my characters in Imperial Griffins. It made sense.
How does that even play like? Is that like I can imagine that hits like a truck.
I did. So it was a while ago, so I don't care about spoilers. But like basically, I think I was playing. I was playing against demons, and I made my Empire Wizard basically a combat wizard on two-headed Imperial Griffin, because why not? And then had two captains, yeah, whatever the highest level character is, on more Imperial Griffins, and it's just, I mean, it obviously won every combat, phase out things, ran over into the next unit, and yeah, like Demigriffs are like the best thing in the Empire army book that doesn't really synergize with the way the Empire wants to play.
I was actually talking about this the other day. Any other army would quite like Demigriff
100%.
Knights.
100%.
Like, if I could get an Ironbreaker on a big pig that had the same kind of stats, I'd 100% be down for that. Chaos Warrior on one as well. They'd absolutely love it. It's just the problem. There's almost not a place for them in the Empire army, right?
Yep. So for those of you who have never seen it in play, these things are monstrous cavalry, 3 wounds, toughness 5, 2 up armor save, a lance, and then the mount itself has 3 strength 5 AP2 attacks with swift stride. Like they don't get me wrong, Empire could use some fast moving cav to do some work, but their core points are typically spent on that while they're Empire Knights. You don't, because of their special, and they should be special, don't get me wrong, they should not be core, is that I've struggled to find a place outside of a themed army for the Demigriffs.
I mean, you can say that about any army, though, right? Like, everything that's in special, you'd be like, that'd be usable if that was in
Okay,
core.
you're touching on the thing that is actually my biggest disappointment of this edition. I think we've talked about this before, but Longbeards should not be core. Well, Longbeard's the one you can kind of argue could be core. But okay,
Whoa.
Black Orcs should not be core. They should be special. Let's make core again and special again. Then we'll actually see some special units. Like Graveguard should not in any way ever be core.
Every single vampire player that's watching this is like,
I don't care for them anyway.
whoa. Whoa.
Jerks, all of them.
Yeah, that is true. No one likes playing against the vamps. So the event that I was at this weekend, Forgotten North, which was run by Scott Reed, amazing guy, amazing event, really well run. So Charlie won with his vampire counts. He's just the smiling assassin. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Charlie Hanley. Like, he just smiles at you and just takes your army off. Like, he's the loveliest bloke, but horrendous to play against.
He attacked my army and my ego at the same time with that grin. Not for me.
Yeah, I know. Smiling at you while making you roll the screams. It's like, yes.
What's the most amount of screams you can get into a list? Is it 4? Oh no, the
6.
terror is 2. 6,
Yeah,
okay.
6, yeah. Although I don't think 6 is the strongest way to run it, I don't think, because then the terror guys are quite easy points to go for.
Yep.
So I'd say 4 is probably the best. What does everybody watching think? Like 6 or 4? I reckon 4.
Oscar, I would love to know. Oscar's saying in chat he's playing 500 points to his friends. I would love to know what kind of list you guys are playing.
What kind of size units are you running? Are you just like 10-man units, or?
Because I expect that would actually work. Like, would you have to have a rule stipulation on that? Because you can make a 4-point core unit and a 100-point character, and it's not going to really. It's gonna play the game. It's not going to play Warhammer. It's not going to play rank and flank.
Well, it's just learning, right? I like the no screams, none at all.
None.
That is the best kind of vampire army. That's a hero right there.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want to like hate on. We like to pick on vampire counts. It's a fun thing to do. We don't actually hate the vampire counts. They have a right to exist in our game too. I just wish they would follow the rules the rest of us put back.
Tomb Kings, though, right? We hate them.
Okay, so.
Oh, he's good.
That's my editor. If you're watching, I'll call you later. You can't be watching. So Tomb Kings, I played against them so many times in 8th edition that I feel like I can't build up the hate for them. They had it so rough for so long. I might let them have their day. It's their turn. Where Vampire Counts have always been, even in 8th edition when they came out, they were really good when their book came out. Now they got weaker over the time of 8th edition, but a lot of armies did. So yeah, no, I still have my hatred for the Vampire Counts. It's all them.
It's just Tomb Kings for me. Like, I do appreciate the fact that they were absolutely terrible for years, same as Bretonia. So they got the good treatment, right? But Grand Army Tomb Kings, I'm absolutely fine with. Like a mixed arms when you've got like a couple of monsters and the big block, I'm absolutely fine with that. Mort Cult, hate it. The Royal Host, hate it. Those two builds are just absolutely soul destroying
You
to
know
play.
what?
And everyone who's watching this who plays it, you know who you are.
I think to be absolutely fair, I've played against Mortuary Cult like twice, and only once was Mortuary Cult played like proper Mortuary Cult. So I don't have the context that you have to deal with, competitively speaking.
It's horrendous. Like, if anybody wants to see some competitive Mortuary Cult, there's a YouTube channel called The Imperishable, which is run by Bryn. So it's kind of like my channel, but he does all Tomb King stuff, and there's some horrendous lists on there. Like, I've played against Bryn a few times, and it's just... It's slightly soul destroying. It's like you can finally get in, you kill a load of stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I res it all back now. Nice, awesome. It's like you just can't stop.
That has always been a very disheartening thing for me in gaming. Whether it be like Necrons and 40k or Undead in general, I don't like when the game de-incentivizes you from rolling your dice. Okay, we're in combat. I'm not going to bother rolling my attacks. You're going to get them all back next turn. I just don't like when your entire turn can and regular be negated. Just because they return the mauls doesn't mean they're going to win. It just, I don't know, just negative game experience for me, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost certain points when you can do a little bit of damage to something, but you just don't even bother. Like, there's no point even casting a fireball at a unit of Abshabti if you've got no other shooting, right? Because they're just going to arise it the next turn. So there's literally no point doing it. It's the same as I don't even bother to engage. If I'm running my Yeet list with the Iron Drakes, I don't even bother to engage the Iron Drakes. I just keep them out of range so they can't be shot. Because that's relying on doing plink damage, and you just can't do plink damage to a Tomb King's army. You've got to get in there, kill the general straight away, or just grab as many points as possible. And if you're an army, so like Wood Elves, Dwarves, like a Dwarf shooting army relies on plinking as well, you're just not going to be able to do it, right?
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. Did I flicker away?
No, you're okay.
My editor logged into this computer while we were live. So they'll flicker away from me for a second. Okay. What were we saying? We were hating on Undead and the fact that they're bringing their mauls back?
Yeah,
I had a game where I was playing dwarves against just regular vampire counts. It was kind of like it was a graveyard Death Star with a lot of whites in it. And I had a large unit of Longbeards, Hammerers, at least one unit of Warriors, and something else all locked in combat. And every bit of damage I did was returned back up. Like it was 100%. It was just why are we rolling these dice?
I know, it happens. Like, you've literally just got to focus down on the heroes. Like, they can just be horrible to play into sometimes. It's like whenever you pull Undead at a tournament, it's like you just try not to either lose too bad, draw, or you've just got to absolutely ham and push it and try and table them, right?
Is it really that bad? Is it? I don't know if it's that.
I think it depends what army that you play, right? Like some armies, you're almost better off just hiding from Mortuary Cult, really, and just be like, just try and pick one unit off and just hide. Although I suppose that's playing kind of negatively, right? I suppose. I
mean, Wood Elves in particular, I always found to be like, oh, it's not even a game. Like I'm gonna fire my 400 points of shooting at you. I'm gonna kill 5 skeletons. You're gonna return 6. We're just gonna wait until you get into combat with us, and we run away. Some armies just I felt my Wood Elves could never play against them whatsoever.
Yeah, I've got zero idea how Wood Elves would even beat Tomb King's army. I mean, anyone out there that plays Wood Elves that's watching this, if you could please let us know how you would do that. Obviously, without pillar spam. With pillar spam, you 100% could just smash through, right? But I suppose since that's gone, it's a bit rough now, I can imagine.
The pillar spam thing. Like it had to go away. It did, but it left such a void in the army.
I know. I think they could have easily fixed that by making pillars random direction instead of just stopping them from take it. I think that would have been a more elegant fix for the problem, because then they could still do it. They could still potentially have a strong build.
Yeah.
But it's a bit more random, like because with the Dark Elf pillar, the Dark Elf spam, Vortex spam list, like they'll use like a couple of Black Horrors down. Those are random, and that still works quite well, and that's still like a really good build for them. So yeah, I think if they're random, that'd be fine.
At this point, I mean, well, at the last FAQ, which was a while ago, because I had this mindset like the Pillar of Fire was always meant to be random, and they got printed incorrectly. They're going to fix it in the FAQ. Oh, they didn't. They're going to fix it in the FAQ. Oh, they didn't. They're going to fix it in the FAQ. Oh, they didn't. It's got to be the intent at this point, which is unfortunate.
Well, it's the same as the Earth and Rampart spell, right? right, realistically, if you read that in the last FAQ, it doesn't actually make sense, because what's the point of any of it with the last little paragraph about needing to be in base? Like, it doesn't work if you're not in base-to-base contact. Like,
No. So sorry. Okay, hold on. I disagree with your interpretation. I think so. Earthen ramparts you count as defending a low linear obstacle, but you are still in base contact. Nowhere in the spell or the FAQ says you're not in base contact to the spell. So you count as defending it, but your opponent still gets stomps and impact hits. You are still
feel
physically
intended, though. It doesn't feel intended. What's the point of defending a low linear obstacle unless you stop that stuff? Do you know what I mean?
No, it isn't there. There's initiative stuff, right?
Yeah, but the good stuff's the stomp and the impact hits, though, right?
No, hold on. No. You get a good no, we're gonna fight. You get a good ward save and no initiative bonuses for a spell cast on you. That's really good. This is actually one of the things I love the most. The fact that we can discuss this and actually have different opinions on what the intent is, because neither one of us knows the actual intent, because neither one of us wrote the rule. This is what I love. I actually, if I were to bet, I think the intent was you get the ward, no initiative, and you get stomps and impact and all that kind of stuff. I actually think it's the intent, but you feel otherwise.
Yeah, so I actually played it in the event that I played this weekend. The Earthen Ramparts was like turbo comped, right? So basically, Scott and the other TOs decided they were going to try it as how they thought it was intended. So stopped impact hits, stopped stomps, and also if you get it off, you only get one attack per model fighting. That bit I feel was a little bit strong.
Well, no, so you can't have a boat. You can't stop impact. You can't stop stomps and give everybody full attack if they're not in base contact. Either the spell counts as in base contact or it's not. I disagree with their ruling, but it has to be all or nothing in my opinion.
Yeah, so it pretty much was all of that, which I was kind of all for because I wasn't running dragons and stuff until I remembered that all of my gyrocopters have impact hits, and that was fun. Yeah. Like I was playing into sister spam on the final game, playing against Sam Toll, and I managed to get a couple of charges where like I'd been sneaky and got around like buildings and stuff, so he could only like stand and shoot me with like 2 sisters at a time. Managed to get in, and I was like, nice, gonna kill some of these now, and no impact hits and 1 attack per model, brilliant. So I had to like disengage and run away. Oh, Nemo as well. You don't get cover from low linear actually, which is annoying.
So I think this is just a breakdown of the thought process. I think some of you are overthinking it. Like, so for example, you count, if you're going to interpret your count as defending a low linear obstacle, not in base contact, all that kind of nonsense, and then you break away and flee, can a chariot chase you? Because they can't cross a low linear obstacle. There's no actual low linear obstacle. You count as, but you are still in base to base.
It's a magic wall, Steve.
But you're still in base to base.
You can't apply logic to Warhammer. What's wrong with you?
No, the absolutely frustrating thing is you definitely can.
No, there's a wizard going and there's a wall there. Just imagine. So that dragon would. Oh, I broke Steve. Sorry, mate.
I just swear, I love that episode of South Park. Oh, yeah, fair. No, I understand. I think a lot of these things are just overthinking, or I just think it's. I personally, my interpretation of that one was pretty straightforward, but I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again.
Oh, I tell you what. While we're on touchy rules,
let's do it.
Let's go. What's your interpretation of the redress ranks from Drilled? I'm interested because obviously America and England play it completely differently.
Really?
Yes.
What do we do differently?
You tell me how you do it, and I'll let you know.
Well, should I pull it up, or should I just do it from memory?
Just do it from memory. Let's go. Spicy.
Okay, so you can add or reduce up to, I think, is it 3 or 5 ranks?
So you can basically you can add 5 models to the front rank, right? Yeah. So how do you do it where you play? Do you go equally on either side, or can you go out to one side, or what's the?
Well, so the correct answer is redress the ranks isn't a reform, so your center unit doesn't change. Your banner is still in the center of the unit, so you have to go equally.
Nice. Yes, exactly. So the American meta plays it completely differently. So they play
it so wrong. Okay. Hold on. To be absolutely fair, before we go any farther, a lot of people are playing this game incorrectly. And I'm arrogant enough to say so because I've had thousands of people for a year and a half watching me and pointing out every rule on every page. I understand the rule. I make mistakes, don't get me wrong. I have a good knowledge of the rules, not because I learned the rules myself. It's because I had literally thousands of people pointing out and correcting things. And I'm an amalgamation of everybody like, hey, it's like this. Hey, it's like this. Oh, you're right. It's like that. I didn't notice this. I didn't notice this piece of italic on page 23 that has connection to page 233. And there's so much of it everywhere in that rule book. So it is understandable.
The thing is, like, we're all finding out new stuff all the time. Like this weekend, I found out that if you charge a unit and you go off the board on the last turn of the game, so that it wouldn't come back on, your opponent doesn't get the points for it not being off the board. I just assumed that because it was off the board, it would be classed as dead at the end, but apparently not.
There's a line specifically saying that they don't count as being dead. Well, actually, I have a battle report going up tomorrow. That mid-battle report, I had to fix something. There's a rule that I legit didn't know. I was playing Dwarf like a Slayer cult, full Slayer army, and I just threw a bunch. Yeah, it was so much fun. I threw a bunch of Doomseekers inside my Troll Slayers, but I had mostly characters in the fighting rank. I didn't have an equal amount. I didn't know that was a rule. You have to have as many rank and flank as characters in the fighting rank. I did not know that was a thing. I had to fix mid-battle report.
Yeah, that's really annoying. I had that at I can't remember what tournament it was. It was like near the beginning of the edition, and I had exactly the same thing. I think I had like a king in a unit by a BSB on shield bearers, then a runesmith, and I think I just had the standard bearer in the center of the unit. It was like, right, something's gone wrong here. Like just getting called out every game. So yeah, you got to fix that, right?
Let's pull back to the redress the ranks for a second because it really applies to dwarves and they're drilled. Can a dwarf move more than 6 inches while he's redressing the ranks?
If there's a cart by them, they can.
Correct answer. Yeah, fair. Sorry. But you still can't move more than twice here. That's something I learned relatively recently as well. But I don't never really like drilled or line hammer anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a really easy way that everyone at home can do drilled or even reforms with their units, which kind of like makes it a lot clearer for your opponent what you're doing and what you can do. So if you just mark the center of your unit, so where the pivot point's going to be before the reform, so the frontage center of your unit, and then measure from the outside of your unit the double the move, and then you can literally go anywhere into that zone, which is quite interesting. So that just like makes it a lot clearer for your opponent what you can do, and also just kind of it stops any questioning of what you can do, right? So that's an easier way to do it.
There's more than that though. So if you're like, say you're this was a good angle, this wide, and you're playing dwarves and you're just going to follow up. Sorry, just doing a follow up, but you have drilled and you want to add more ranks. You can take this is bad if I take mauls from the second rank and move them to the front, but those mauls can't move more than 6 or 8 inches for the dwarf. So it's like you can't go. I'm gonna take these dwarves and go this long. Super long because they moved more than 6 or cart inches. Really? Honestly, it's something I learned relatively recently.
Yeah, so it does depend on the event you're at and who you're playing against as well. Like if you're playing with your mates, I suppose you can just discuss it with them, right? But if you're in an event, it's definitely worth having a word with the TO, because some TOs say that when you do drilled, instead of it running from one side to the end, they just move forward and bump the other guys up. So that's definitely worth finding out the interpretation that event organizer is using, so that you can drill out a bit further.
That would be an acceptable, like, this is how we're going to handle it, but the rules definitely say otherwise. Now, before I go on, like, I try to do my games as close to the rule book as possible because there's so many people watching and everybody plays differently, and that's very okay, everybody. I especially me, I make a lot of jokes about how to do things correctly or whatever, but it is all coming from kind of a joke thing. Like, everybody should play the way that they want to play and have fun with your group, do it your way, change anything you want. We all don't have to play the same game. Now, when you're at an event, you got to talk to the TO about the way they're going to change things, obviously, but no, play the game, have fun your way. If there's a rule that your group just hates, like, don't play it. Don't, like, have fun.
Yeah, like if you're not at an event, you don't need to go full ham, right? Oh,
right.
Houdini, yeah, I felt my my life was a lie before. I've only just started playing cover rules, right? I've been nerfing myself for a year. It happens.
I wouldn't mind cavalry spears working even on the charge. I don't think there's a single spear. Oh, hold on. I was about to say I don't think there's a single spear armed cavalry unit that is very devastating in the charge in the front of a boar boys.
Oh, they're just great though, right?
Too good. At least 5 points undercosted.
Yeah, they're awesome. There was a nomadic war on the top tables this weekend. Actually, it's been a while
Nice.
since I've seen that. It was awesome. It was just like two massive units of boar boys and then a couple of wyverns. All right.
Was there no Black Orcs then?
No, there was none of the Black Orc chariots or anything. I think it was literally
Yeah,
just
nice.
loads of boar boys, which was pretty cool. It's nice to see. I like that. Did you see on Close Order they did a line ham? Sorry, going to talk about line hammer, everyone. And it was a massive line of pigs across an entire board, and then
No,
there
did
was
it
a
work?
line of rain. No, not really. And then there was a line of rangers, and they played the ultimate line hammer battle. It was hilarious.
All right, I'm watching that. Oh, who won that? It had to be the Boars. Unless there was a single rock in the way, that was impassable.
Yeah, just a building. It's like, right, I can't get there now. It's just stupid. Like,
So there's 40 boys in the line. One's kind of rock or a building or whatever. The whole unit gets covered from the shooting. Nothing about line hammer makes sense to me.
no, it doesn't. Right, it doesn't.
So I can wrap my mind around this. What's the stupid wall called? The spell. Earthen ramparts. That makes sense to me. But when we're all marching in a line, there's a tree in the way. No.
Stop trying to make sense of these made-up rules, Steve.
No, that's all I do. Everything is like it's like a little cartoon in my head as we play. It all has to make sense, or I get pulled out of the game. But like, also I have a great way of making things make sense in my head, especially if it benefits me and my win.
Yeah, like I hate the cover mechanic in this game. Like I absolutely hate it. Will I abuse it? Yes, 100%.
Why do you hate it? What do you hate about it?
I just don't like the fact that if a tiny part of the model's covered, suddenly you've got a -1 to hit the entire unit. I don't like that. I think it's too easily abusable. Don't get me wrong. Like I abuse it as well. So with the gyrocopters, you can have them in like a little diamond formation that makes them -2 to hit. Or -3 at long range. So yeah, I do it too. But everyone else is doing it though, so it's fine.
Do you have many of your gyrocopters that are separate units flying near each other?
Yes, yeah. So basically,
Okay.
I'll try to. I've got none up here. Right. So basically, I'll have like, if you can imagine, one's here. So I'll deploy them. So like, one's there, and then I'll deploy another unit there and there. So like the corners touch, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
like, there'll be 2 units of 2 that fly up around together.
Just to give each other cover.
Yeah. To give each other hard cover.
I do not approve.
Nobody do that at home.
Immersion gone. No, hold on, I got it. They're swirling around each other. No, it makes sense now. I got it. It works in my head now.
They're just a squadron. Just imagine it as like Red Squadron, and you'll be absolutely fine.
It's so dumb.
It is very dumb.
There are worse things in the game to worry about. My thing about cover that I don't like is actually if you have, say, 10 gutter runners or 10 rangers skirmishing around and they're getting in the way of each other, shooting through your own guys. Just allow units to not, like skirmishers, to shoot through their own guys without a penalty. Mostly because one, it's not gonna be that much damage anyway. A gutter rush can do pretty good, but it's. I don't want to watch you for 27 minutes as you try to find the perfect amount of shots. And like, just take them all.
Yeah, I think the one egregious play of this is, when there's like one peg knight in front of skirmishers, and then because they've got like, is it 1 inch or 2 inch coherency or something? There's the peg knight, there's the rest of the unit behind. So the peg knights have got like line of sight to you, but suddenly the peg knights are at -2 to hit. I hate that stuff. It's too good.
That's not good. I don't like. It is in the rules of the game. I still feel like it's in the spirit of the game. It's an abuse of rules. But I mean, if you're gonna play. If you're going to play at an event where it's a competitive event, because not all of them are, then yeah, go ahead and do it. If you're playing in a local friendly game or whatever, if you're in a real bad spot, we'll laugh and watch you do it together. But if you're already winning and you do it, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a stipulation to caveat for every situation.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Infernal Puppet with the Cathay. I don't even think it's the fact that they can fight in 2 ranks that's going to be slightly abusive. It's the fact that even if you just give ground, they get to do it. Like that's a slight break of immersion, right? Like I'm okay with the spears being super long, but yeah, being able to do it on a give ground just feels a bit strong.
I would wait before you start forming opinions on that. Well, it's hard not to. We already do that, but like there could be the perfect blurb of narrative written under them that when you read it, I can't think of what it could possibly be. It's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Maybe they throw them and they have like there's more of them or something. There could be something. It's too early to get upset because for all we know, they're 30 points overcosted per model, and we're never gonna see them on the table anyway. Not gonna happen, but.
Yes, high elf spearmen are overpowered. They're OP. They deserve to go. This is why no one plays them. They're too strong. Like you'd be that guy if you run a massive block of them. That's why no one plays them, right?
Why I would in every way take a goblin over a high elf spearman. I don't think high elf spearmen have been worse in the past. I don't think they're that bad, but they're definitely not great, and they're not good either. How do you fit? Okay, actually, I think this is hard for you to answer, but maybe you can give me your opinion, Richie. Warband has become like such a powerful rule for infantry where it's supposed to represent like the rabble and the not professional soldier, but it has made them better in every way over the professional soldier in the narrative. Now, dwarves are an exception. Dwarves are an exception because they because they can only do infantry. But like the Empire State Troop is a professional soldier. The High Elf Spearman is not a professional soldier technically by the lore, but is a well-trained soldier. But this warband rule just shadows them every way. How do we fix the professional soldier in Warhammer: The Old World?
So I think every professional soldier unit should get drilled and stubborn. Done. That'd be it for me.
Stubborn, maybe that would help, but Warband is still going to outpace drilled for me by a large margin.
It is. I mean, you can get all of the units that have got Warband though. Is there any heavy infantry that have got Warband? Thinking about it, or are they all medium?
Are orcs heavy infantry?
No, I don't think they're heavy. I
thought they were, but they're not. I actually played a game recently.
Yeah, so everything that's got Warband, you can take the ranks out, right, by charging into the side. Relatively a lot easier than heavy infantry. Sure. So potentially all of the professional soldiers make all of those heavy infantry, give them all stubborn and drilled, and then suddenly there's a lot more finesse in all those armies. Like the fact that elves don't have just drilled on all of their units anyway. They've been training for thousands of years. Like, don't get me wrong, like I hate knife ears, but they've been training for a while, right?
So don't get me wrong, I think drilled is actually a fantastic rule. I just don't think it's gonna the warband. Okay, so one of the biggest problems in this here Dwarf with infantry on infantry combat is getting into that charge. You don't have Swiss stride, but warband is another like pip of this is a huge advantage for me. It's not just the actual combat stuff. It's they have an advantage on picking the fight and when to fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's like goblins being at leadership 10.
Why?
What's going on with that?
Why? No, like, okay, don't get me wrong. Kind of like 1,000 goblins are going to be kind of like emboldened, right? When there's down to 50 of them, not so much. Or, well, in the game terms, 30 to 5, for sure. I get it. Lore-wise, the warband rule makes a lot of sense. But in practice, in play, it's not dominating, but it is incredibly powerful. And I don't want Warband to go away. Sorry, I want a rule for the professional soldier because I think Warband is cool, but yeah.
The stubborn Horde, Shield Wall, and Warband. Yeah, they're all really cool. I love the little stubborn and Shield Wall combo that you can do. I think that's probably one of my favorite things to do with infantry. Actually, just pop the 2 and you're like, I don't go anywhere.
If you gave Empire State Troops and High Elf Spearmen, Stubborn, and Shield Wall, I'll take them over a Goblin.
Yeah, I mean, goblins have got poison though, right?
Not every goblin.
Every goblin I ever play against got bloody poison.
That is unfortunately true. Well, okay, every goblin are they with bows though, or are they spears?
Yeah, always with bows. Always with bows. Although they sometimes do charge though, so if they can get off Plague of Rust and Evil Sunshine, you'd be surprised that those big blocks of 80 do actually charge you sometimes.
I'm assuming those are night goblin bows as well.
Yeah,
they're not impetuous, and they have. I haven't played with it or against it. I know. Excuse me. I know it's a scary thing.
I have never ever played against the common goblins, which is a massive shame. So my first ever box of Warhammer that my dad got me when I was a little kid was that, you know, the old box of common goblins
Yeah,
back when it had the really cool art on, when they all stood there
yeah.
with like the kind of the red background. Like that was my first ever box, and I'd love to play against them, but no one runs them because they're crap.
I use them all the time, dude.
Do
They
you?
are all the time. I play right. I can put down 4,000 points of just common goblins on the table.
Right.
I
So
play regular battle reports with 2,000 points of just common goblins, and murder goblins always carry the day. They will always show up because we don't care if they fail. They cost like 130 points.
right, when I come over to Canada and I'll bring my
I'll do
dwarves
it.
over, we'll play just common
100%.
goblins against normal. I won't even bring anything cheesy. I'll bring dwarf warriors. I'll bring 200 dwarf warriors.
All the war machines, snotlings count. Snotlings count. War machines and snotlings and chariots. It's just wave after wave of a goblin. By the time you've killed, there's too many of them. You can't get through them all. Common goblins, OP, unbeatable. I'll take it to a tournament. I'll teach you all.
Yeah, do it. We should have a like an anti-meta battle. Like I'll just bring a load of slayers and just miners and stuff.
Oh no, Slayers. Why can we just give more than giving professional soldiers a rule to play the game? Can we give Slayers, like troll Slayers in particular, a rule to kill a troll?
Yeah. Just give them
To
a
do
2-up
damage?
save. 2-up save. 2-up ward save. There you go. Done.
I don't think you can give them strikes first. I think they're still trash.
I've said it before. The one rule that they could get: death blow. Let death blow be the strength of their weapon, because then you just take like great weapons.
Great
So
weapons,
suddenly you
yeah.
got strength 6, strength 5, AP 2. Then stuff's not going to want to kill. Nah, it's going to want to kill you. Like, you've got no
It's
save,
still
right?
it's still gonna want to kill you, but that would be really strong. I'd be all down. Not gonna happen. I would be down for that though. But to be fair, I mean, always wounding on 4's AP1 death blow isn't terrible.
I had
But
a
like
thought
it's
about-
just go ahead.
So I had a thought about this the other day. I was like, oh yeah, so if we got like in the future, whenever it comes, because they might do it in the future, we don't know. Get a Slayer BSB, for instance, and just be like, oh yeah, get the banner of Grungni on there, get a 5-up wood. And then I actually thought about it and was like, well, no, because that Slayer hero is going to have no save, so a goblin could kill him, and that'd be crap. So I don't even know how you could fix it.
When I was making my the battle report's going up tomorrow on my channel. When I was making my list, I'm like, there's got to be a loophole in here where I can somehow get a Thane with Loner to be the BSB to join the Slayers, and it'll work. If they get a 5-up save, I'll have a third more Slayers. Oh, I can just spend these points on just more Slayers. Who cares?
Yeah, and then you just throw a massive block forward, don't you? Like 45
Yeah.
Slayers. I was, to be fair, I had a couple of games where I was like, right, I'm going to try and mix detachment Slayer force. So I think I had like a 45-man unit of Slayers, a load of heroes in it, a little 5-man unit of Slayers behind it, and then just loads of artillery. And I was like, right, this will be amazing. It wasn't amazing.
It wasn't.
was really bad.
What if you did? What if you had the hills for it? You did one big line hammer of Slayers and artillery behind, just lobbing over top of them. Would that work?
That would probably be quite good. I think the biggest problem I had is we played meeting engagement and I rolled ones for one of my war machines. So they weren't there turn 1. They walked on turn 2 so they couldn't shoot. And I was like, that's game then, really. So maybe I need to give it another chance.
Do you think war machines have been overhit this edition? A year later?
I mean, you're talking to the wrong person, right? Like, Dwarf Cannons is the biggest travesty that has ever happened in this edition. AP2! What?
Okay. The Dwarf Cannon needs a bit of a buff, but I think War Machines are in a good spot. The only change I would actually give to War Machines as a whole, because I think the Dwarf Cannon, you want to leave it AP2, fine. I'm not going to complain. It should be D3 plus 1 damage on the Dwarf Cannon. You can't change my opinion on that. But you know the one mission where you got to roll randomly for your units? Let's put a rule in there where War Machines are pre-entrenched or something, like they're already on the table. Because like having them out for effectively 2 turns is just like, why?
Yeah, it should be the same with like scouting units as well, right? Because they would be there before.
Sure.
Although this is trying to apply logic to the game as well, right?
So I'm seeing. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing in your area. Sorry, the logic of the game. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing in your area, but I'm seeing events just omit that mission from the possible the play. I'm like, okay, well, instead of doing that, because it's kind of a cool, fun mission, just make a rule where scouts don't roll and war machines don't roll.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think that'd be a good idea. Ryan, the organ gun is better than the Hellblaster volley gun because it's 30-inch range. It's loads better. So if you play an organ gun versus a Hellblaster, you just sit at 30-inch range and just shoot it to death.
Isn't the Hellblaster tough in the 7? The organ gun? No, organ gun's tough in the 7. Hellblaster 6. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, wounded on 5s rather than 6s. The organ gun's better. Only in a one-on-one fight, though.
Only in a one-on-one fight? Well, at least the organ. I wasn't trying to make a joke, but the organ gun has a better engineer.
That's true. Although that engineer doesn't know how to fight. That's the.
It doesn't matter. Either one of them cod's dead. Why does the dwarf engineer not hand out his ballistic skill? It's very frustrating.
But as a dwarf player, the amount of times that you could cheat at an event, right? Because you go to you could cheat so much
because nobody knows.
Because everyone assumes that your engineer just gives the ballistic skill. So oh yeah, the organ gun hit on 2, right? I'm like, no.
It's not their fault. It's only worked that way for 30 years.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Things change once every 3 decades.
Ugh, I know. We don't like change. Play dwarves, damn it. Houdini. So I love Iron Breakers. I just wish that they were in core. Like if they were in core, I would use them instead of Longbeards. Actually, they would be the brick. So to be fair, how would you feel about this, everyone? Would you go to an event that flipped the special with the core, just as a fun one? So you could take your special slot as core. That'd be fun, right?
Wait, okay, you're onto something, and I'm actually gonna do a stream like that. But I have to add a stipulation. Things that can become core, like Black Orcs, they must become core and become special.
Yes. Flip it all. I love it.
Yes, flip it all. Because
how good would that be?
Otherwise, you're still going to see the same thing in everybody's list. Black Orcs, Graveguard. And don't get me wrong, I love those models. But I see them too much. That's all it is. I want to see the other things. I want to see Iron Breakers. Iron Breakers are awesome. I'm going to do this battle report. I'm going to pitch it to Luca today. Maybe we'll do it on my Wednesday stream. That sounds stupid fun.
Yeah, how cool would that be? I was literally talking about it in the car going up. I was like, I really want to sort that event out. I think it'd be really fun. Like, there'd be so many wacky builds, right? It'd be awesome.
Well, okay, so dwarves are a big one where there are. I love hammerers. You can't get them in a list. I love iron breakers. You can't get them in a list. All of a sudden, we can get these things in the list.
Yeah.
Are dwarves going to have the clear advantage in this little new format?
No, because everybody else is everyone else is special. They've got like really fast moving, really heavy hitting stuff, right?
Okay, Empire moves great swords to core. Who cares? But Demigriffs become core.
Yes. Oh yeah, all the gutter runners. Yes.
Yeah,
that is a good.
Phoenix Guard core. Gutter runners as core. Nemo, we got Phoenix Guard as core. What are you talking about? Bretonia can move questing knights to core. Everybody, think about it.
Just ban Pegasus, though.
Oh, no, I mean, Pegasus core. Okay, they're not allowed to play. Oh, my God.
Oh, no, because you could easily do that. Because you could be like, right, so limit all of the special core to 1 unit of. Done. 1?
Okay, love it. Okay, we are creating the best new format.
I think that'd be fun.
Who's going to really take advantage? Who's going to, like, really... Oh, I could do Chaos Dwarves with nothing but bull centaur thingies.
That'd be sick. Oh, someone could do a massive Ushabti, but not the bows. The combat Ushabti. Yes.
To be fair, the bow Ushabti are pretty good combat Ushabti as well.
Yeah, no, they are, to be fair. I don't know, I think that'd be fun.
Do you think Giselles weren't damage 2? I mean, Ushabti are damage 2 and better in every way. Why are the Scaven Giselles not damage 2?
I don't even know why you're asking this question. Have you not seen what the Warpfire Cannon does? That's damage 1. That's the question you should be asking. You know the Warpfire Cannon?
Oh,
the big cannon. No, the big one.
Oh, the Warpfire Cannon. For Scaven?
Yeah, it's 1 damage. You know
you don't have a big one.
You definitely have a big one. You know... Oh, that's going to be a meme now, isn't it?
Wait. You mean the I'm half Scottish. It's not. You mean the Warp Lightning Cannon?
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
No,
That's
no.
the badger.
In the Renegade pack, it's D3+1. Are you guys running into the Renegade pack at all competitively? Are you guys keeping that separate? How's happening in events in the UK?
So Rob at Squarebase at TSN, he's running the Renegade pack. A couple of the other ones are. A few of the bigger ones aren't doing it. I really hope it doesn't split the community. That's the one hope that I've got with it. Hopefully we can all kind of come to an agreement. There was, because we're trying to work out the Masters at the moment, and there was kind of like this big discussion whether they were going to allow Renegade wins to go towards Masters, and I think they are. So I think because it's a single event, isn't it? And it's like you're not gonna, like, you've adapted to all of the missions, you've adapted to the list building, and you've come out and triumphed in that. So I think it's exactly the same. It'd be nice if we get to a point once Val's had another look at everything and kind of like sorted everything out and leveled everything back out to where he thinks it should be, and where, because obviously we're still in the planning stage of the Renegades, right? Obviously everyone's giving their feedback to him. There's quite a lot of feedback coming back about the escape belt.
Well, okay, so my opinion here really shouldn't matter to anybody at all because I'm not involved in that world. But I think Val was so light-handed in the correct way that everything, in my opinion, you read in that book for the most part is like, oh yeah, that should have been like that day one. That's like everything was just so obvious. So I very much support it, but. If you start making big changes, it definitely would split the community. We've seen it happen before, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just really hope it doesn't. I don't think it will. Like I don't think it will at all. So I've played at events with Renegade. They're fun.
Well, I had a discussion with. Go ahead.
So he wants to take 12 Croxador. Yes, I would love to see loads of Croxador.
Oh, okay. That would. Oh, we got something here. We got something here.
It'd be so good.
I don't know if I have enough Croc. Can you imagine a Croxagore? See, this is the thing. Okay, this is the thing I want to like commend Games Workshop for this is the Arcane Journals and the Army of Infamies. Most of them, not the Seaguard one, but most of them give you a brand new way to play, brand new way to build a list. Like the High Elf, like Gratian Warhost thing. Is it making waves competitively? I have no idea. Rich, you can answer that. I have no idea. But is it a whole new way of building your list? Does it look really cool, really themey? I love that to death. And the Arcane Journals are like the Armies of Infamy that are really like flavorful, are just like my favorite part of this edition by far.
Yeah, I mean, just give you a new way to play, right? And the list building's the funnest part of all of it. So apparently, there's a new Imperial Knight that's just been released.
Really?
Apparently. I know. I might have to have a look.
Is it for the mini game?
I don't know. What's it for? Can have a look. It's on Community. Look.
Oh no, that looks a full size knight.
Oh yeah.
The Knight Defender.
I mean, it kind of just looks like a knight, right?
Well, it's got a plasma and a conversion beamer, it looks like. And is it a void shield on its head?
Oh, yeah.
It is a void shield.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Is it just an upgrade spree? Fair enough. Like, it looks cool. I haven't had one of them for a few years, mind. I'm really bad at building models, so like I try and get my friends to build mine for me. I really enjoy painting them, but I'm crap at building. So that's like my idea of an absolute nightmare to try and do one of those.
The kid who does battle ports for me, his name's Jackson. He does all my assembling for me. It's the part of the hobby I very much dislike. I hate assembly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, I completely agree. Like, Val has done that to respond to the GW not stepping up. I completely agree. Hopefully, Games Workshop do step forward to change the legacy stuff, or even just make them not legacy. Like, how good would it be, like, if we're all just completely wrong, and in 6 months' time they do actually just start bringing out those as Arcane Journals? I mean, I don't know, but they might do.
So before, I want to be clear, I do not know anything about the say. I'm not trying to hint at anything or anything like that. But I very firmly believe that the the Armies of Infamy are not done and out of the game. Each and every one of them will be back in one form or another. And it'll just take a little bit of time. I doubt it'd be 6 months, but I think we'll. If I'm a betting man. I will make a bet with anybody who wants to make a bet with me right now. I'm not saying I'll win, but I'll make a bet that we'll see something within 12 months from the legacy stuff folded into the full game.
And the thing is, all you've got to do is look at the timeline that the game's set in. We've got the Blood Keep still about. Musion has only just fallen. So, I mean, why would they not do that? Like, why wouldn't the vampires? And we've got Vampire Coast for Total War as well. Like, maybe they've just not done the vampires because they're working on Vampire Coast, maybe, and they want a new range. Like, we just don't know. Like, I think it's really easy to jump to conclusions about Games Workshop because they're just this massive corporate company, right? And obviously they make decisions that a lot of us don't like. But there might be a positive side to this. We don't know.
Yeah. I'll even add to my bet. I bet the first one that we see is Dark Elves.
With Malarian.
Now I hope we don't see that. They better not do that. Well, no, they seem to be sitting in a weird spot where every other legacy army is models used in either 40k League of Demons or Age of Sigmar, with the exception of the Dark Elves. They got removed pretty much from the Age of Sigmar, as if they're in a weird transition in between. There's no reason why a Dark Elf Arcane Journal couldn't come out in 3 months and they can resell the Dark Elf models. It's not going to impact Sigmar whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, I'll tell you what, I think my favourite one of the Renegades is actually the Dark Elves. I really want to see some massive units of Executioners kicking around. That's the dream, right?
Multiple?
Yeah, multiple massive units.
You know, like the Blackguard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the models for the Blackguard. I really... Saying that, I don't even like the new models for the Executioners. I like the old Executioner. You know, the metal ones. The blades yes. The blades just snap off. They're stunning models. So if you can find them, then yeah.
That's the model that had GW put an FAQ. I think it was 6th edition, where the FAQ, because the Executioners had light armor in that edition, and then the FAQ said, okay, now they have full heavy armor. I mean, come on, just look at the model. Because they're draped head to toe in chainmail.
If their sword broke off, do you get an extra minus for AP, do you reckon?
I'll give it to him. Yeah. Also, I've plenty of bloody fingertips from those metal sharp swords.
Oh, I know, they're so nice, though. What do you mean amazingly terrible? They're so nice.
I am so tired of playing with metal models. I have, for my High Elf army is one of my oldest armies, and it's mostly metal. I have replaced all of my metal High Elves to the point where I will probably never put another metal infantry block on the table again. I'm happy to do so.
They're a nightmare. Oscar, what dwarves have you got, mate? What list are you trying to run?
Let me help you. Longbeards.
Well, it depends, right? I mean, you could be, Longbeards, Iron Drakes, or Gyrocopters. Rangers are also really good as well.
The thing is, there's not a dwarf player out there without dwarf warriors, and I don't think anybody in the world cares if you use your dwarf warriors as Longbeards. They're like narratively the same thing. Just a little older.
I rate dwarf warriors anyway. Like, I've won a couple of events with dwarf warriors before the Longbeards were as good, right? So I think they're good.
What's your loadout for your dwarf warriors?
Everything.
Everything? Great weapon, shield. Okay, fair.
Yeah, just everything. Yeah, I mean, the Wood Elves with the Wild Riders, I don't reckon that you're going to have to worry about that being in special soon. From the front cover of the Wood Elf book that they teased on the community article, that's going to be a thing, right?
So they said one of the armors is called the Wild Hunt, which is we all kind of knew that anyways. For the lore of the Wild Hunt, Orion, this spirit thingy, whatever. You know what? Short form, the Wild Riders are like going to be the core for the Wild Hunt, right? It's got to be the case. That's their thing.
Yeah. So I think they'll be coming in core anyway. So interesting point about Bretonias. Yes, so you can still use the gyrocopters into Bretonia. That's absolutely fine. So what you do is you push up to the midboard, because when they charge you, you can still fire and flee. So you can actually still go 2d6. So what you do is you set up during your Vanguard move to a point where they can only just get to you and fail the charge. So they charge into you, they fail, you fire and flee, you shoot them for free, then you shoot them in your turn, then shoot them again, fire and flee again. So you get a few turns of shooting at them, and they only get a 6-up ward against a lot of your shooting because it's only strength 4, right? So I've personally found that X-Force is actually really good into Bretonnians. It's just it's kind of like a popular myth that not being able to fly nerfs it.
I love them, but do you find a lot of Bretonnian players are falling for that trap? What paint set's going to declare a charge into those gyrocopters? They know better. They better know better.
No, because they're like, you can't fly. I've got this. You're just a little crappy unit, and yeah, you just absolutely shoot the crap out of them. And then if you've got your stuff at the back of the board, absolutely pelting them as well. It's good. It works quite well. Or just kill the guy with the horn with the cannonball. That works quite well as well, actually.
Where does your hatred for Undead actually stem from, Steve? Probably Warhammer Armies Project. So I've been playing Luca for like a decade of mini wargaming weekly, and for many years, like now we have every army, but for years we had like 2 armies each. He played Dark Elves and Vampire Counts. It was mostly his Vampire Counts. I just got bored of playing them. Where it's like every time you play a game of Warhammer, it can 10,000 different things can happen. You can play the same army versus the same army over and over and over again, and you're gonna have different situations like crazily. I think that's amplified in the old world. Every game plays so radically differently. But 8th edition Undead are gonna play the same way every time. I feel like the same game every time, over and over again, same tactics. It got boring for me. And then I'm gonna roll some dice, kill some walls, come back up. It's not a hatred. It's not. It's I'm bored. I won all those games. Most of them, I'm exaggerating. I almost always won. It wasn't like they were overpowered. They were just not the game I wanted to come play against.
I crushed the life out of them.
But they had no life to crush.
How satisfying is it though when you absolutely destroy like a really, really strong army though, right?
Well, okay, so my main fake hatred came in the Warhammer's Armies Project when they got buffed in a way so what ended up happening was every game I would play, one player would get not upset, would have a feeling of unsatisfaction. So either the Undead did their thing and the other guy couldn't do anything, and that wasn't a game I wanted to play, or you could actually shut down the Undead, they couldn't do anything, and they didn't get to play their game or anything at all. It felt like it's a game of ranks and flanks and rules and maneuvers and leadership, and a faction doesn't want to play within the game. So oftentimes there can be a player like, oh, I need to play my game today. It's just like, I'd rather just throw other infantry on the table and play the game.
That's fair. I mean, that's why we play the games, though, to actually push our toys around, right? If you can't do that, then you just kind of feel robbed of your time, right?
Yeah. So like I'll just wait till you cross the table. We'll get into combat. If I kill your vampire, I win. If you make your saves, you win. And I was like, we played that game 6 times yesterday. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Right. I think that is probably about time for today. I think, Steve.
There we go.
Have you got anything that you want to plug?
I do Warhammer. A lot of Warhammer. Check out Warhammer, the old world. Mountain miniatures.
Play Warhammer, everyone.
Play Warhammer.
I've got to go watch a game now, actually. So Jack, who is subbing for me in Worlds, is playing his dwarves against Corey's high elves. We're playing against America at the moment, so hopefully it goes okay.
Ooh.
Get some revenge for the Boston Tea Party, right? Still salty.
As a Canadian, I think I have to support. I'm not sure. We were at that time we were British, so there we go.
It's all right. You're on our side. It's fine. We're all good. Right. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. So we are going to be on next week at exactly the same time over on Mountain Miniatures. So if you enjoyed the chat, please come over and watch. Have you got any videos coming out this week, Steve?
Tomorrow I got that Dwarf Slayer army versus Chaos. It'll be a lot of fun. The game goes on forever. We grind combat till turn 6, but it was good.
That's what you want. Dice for days.
That's
right.
it.
We love you. Right. We love you guys too. Take care, everybody. See you later. Bye.